In a previous tutorial, we created a smart form in Map Viewer for the PRA fire mitigation layer. I'm going to go ahead and open that because in this tutorial, what we are going to do is show you how to do the same thing, but with some differences within the Field Maps Designer. You'll see here that we already have this form. It's created. There are some required fields. We have some choice lists. Over on the right, you'll see that we have the option of two different form elements that we could potentially add, which are the group form element or the info element, which is a text element that you can provide additional context or information with just text descriptions. Down here, if we expand the fields, we'll see no other fields are available because all of the fields within this layer are already a part of our form. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this. And then I'm going to click up into the remote app launcher and I'm going to click on Field Maps Designer. And when Field Maps Designer comes up, I'm going to click into that PRA property map. And the first thing that I want to show you is that I can open up the smart form for that same layer, as you can see here, and it looks exactly as we configured it in Map Viewer. That is one of the most important things to understand is that no matter where you configure the smart form, whether it's in this Field Maps Designer or over here in Map Viewer, the smart form for that layer within this map is going to be the smart form for that layer wherever you use it throughout the ArcGIS platform. So you could also open up an edit widget in Experience Builder and your smart form for this layer will look exactly as you edited it. I'm going to go ahead and show you over here on the right that there are some other form elements available within the Field Maps Designer that were not available over in Map Viewer. You can see we have this list of basic form elements, which includes a barcode option. This is a really great option if there are maybe water meters that need to be read so that your field workers can scan a barcode and information will be automatically populated from that barcode. If I were to add this date and time form element, that would create a date and time field in the attribute table for my PRA fire mitigation layer. So over in Field Maps Designer, we have a lot more flexibility to add things that were not available to add over in Map Viewer. You can see we still do have these two layout options of group and info. And if I were to click on one of the fields within my smart form, you can see that the formatting and configuration options are pretty much the same. We still have that ability to say whether or not it's editable or required. We can use calculated expressions. We can change the input type. And we have more options for the input type when we're in the Field Maps Designer. So that's one big difference when you're configuring. But let's say that I wanted to make a change. I'm going to say tree diameter, and in parentheses, I'm going to say inches. You can see up here that now I have this undo and save option. You must save your changes in Field Maps Designer, whereas you didn't need to save your changes over in the Smart Form Builder that's in Map Viewer. Or you can undo. I'm going to go ahead and save. And when I save, you are going to notice that now I can no longer undo. So just like a lot of the ArcGIS platform, regardless of what you're working in, ArcGIS Pro, Map Viewer, this Field Maps Designer, once you save, you can no longer undo something. Now you can see that I've changed this title for the field to tree diameter in inches. So I am going to go ahead and just refresh Map Viewer just so we can be sure that the change is going to show up. Now, once I open this smart form, you are going to see that that parentheses with the word inches has now been added to the smart form over here in Map Viewer. This is just to reiterate that no matter where you configure the smart form within the ArcGIS Online environment, it is going to be the same smart form for that layer when it's associated with this specific map. I'm going to go ahead and go back over to the Field Maps Designer and show you that if I were to click on a layer that we have not configured a smart form yet for, then I still have that same option. I can convert the pop-up, which I'm going to do. And then once I convert that pop-up, I can now start going through and configuring these different fields based on the formatting options. If I want the name to be required, I can come down and click on required and you'll see that comes up. If I want my category values to actually be the radio buttons, I can change that to the radio buttons. And if I don't want to include the no value option, I can take that away, which is important if you already have an other category in your domain choice list, then you don't really want to have that no value option in a lot of cases. And maybe my comments, instead of a single line, I want my users to be able to do a multi-line. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to that. And then down here at date, maybe I want to do a calculated expression. So I'll go ahead and click on the gear settings for calculated expression. I will go to new expression. Once that comes up, I'm just going to say today, and then I'm going to click on done. And now you can see that it's read only and it's calculated to today. And so the reason I didn't do go into too much depth in how to configure the smart form itself in Field Maps Designer is because you configure it in the exact same way as you do in Map Viewer. And I already did that tutorial previously. And so this was just to show you what differences exist between the two options of creating your smart forms.